So when we went on our first mystery trip, the Johnsons' mom made me promise her 2 things. 1, that her children would come home safely. 2, that they would not get married while they were abroad. We walk in, Warren Clayton's got his big cowboy hat on with the suavest hat tip I have ever seen. Ladies, I thought that swooning was something that only happened in movies and period dramas. I made what I called I Spy cards. I picked native animals. When 2 people thought they saw the red stag first, Katie and Warren Clayton still fight about that to this day.
Red stags. Honestly, we're gonna have a fight between Warren Clayton and I this entire time.
Katie's losing her temper.
I even made a build your own adventure book for this trip. See, I don't know Marsha and Beth super well. From the people I do know, I'm gonna guess Katie will probably be the most adventurous eater. Warren Clayton, he'll eat anything.
Me? I don't know.
Me.
Warren Clayton.
I think it sounds like Warren's gonna be the one.
Katie is super particular about photos taken. When we went to UK, she wouldn't let anyone touch her recorder. She was taking videos and photos and things like that, but she didn't trust anyone to touch her camera. Totally respect that. But then like 6 months after our trip, she was a little bit upset because she's like, well, I'm not in any of the photos. Like I didn't get any of my photos taken. So I'm hoping on this trip, she'll get in more of the photos. You know, she's definitely very strict about how photos are taken. She wants them to be social media ready. Like that's a big thing. Like don't just point and click and take a unflattering photo. Don't blame her for that. I don't want any unflattering photos of me. It's getting harder. I'm getting older. Whatever. It's fine. I'm not as photogenic as I used to be. It's fine. Part of aging, right? Marsha's really into social media, so she's got a new camera system. Katie's got a new camera system. Of course, Beth is a phenomenal photographer. She has her own photography page on Instagram. You should check it out. I'll put the link down below. So I think we're gonna have some really good photos on this trip, and I hope that this time around everyone gets to be included and feel like they're a part of it.
Beth.
Okay, I think Beth maybe.
Probably Beth, because you know, she had this dedication. She brought the whole like camera bag thing, and I looked at my camera and I was like, nope.
Who's gonna be the funniest? I think that Marsha seems to have a pretty dry sense of humor, which I think is probably gonna be pretty funny for me. I don't know, I feel like comedic timing comes from group dynamics. It's not gonna be one person. I think it's all of us gonna be kind of working together to create the laughs of the day.
Definitely not me.
Beth. Sister Beth.
Me.
Funniest? Oh gosh. I feel like we're all a funny group. I feel like you gotta be intelligent to be funny, and I think we're all intelligent, so yeah.
Ooh, who's gonna be the first to lose their temper? It's probably gonna be me. I have a really short fuse. I had a problem with it when I was a teenager. I've worked really hard to be better as an adult. I am very stuck in my ways. I do like to be adventurous and spontaneous, but only when I've planned ahead to be so. Yeah, I get a little territorial too. Like I remember when we were in UK, I found myself getting like really territorial over water. Because in the US, it's just like water's available, like it's complimentary. In the UK, you have to buy it everywhere you go. In the US, we're so used to sharing it, but when you're on a budget, thirsty, and I didn't want anyone to touch my water, which is the stupidest thing. Evolutionarily speaking, it's actually not stupid. That's a very valid thing to be territorial over. Survival and all that, but in today's world, probably not the best thing to lose your temper over.
Katie.
Ooh. Nicole.
Probably also me.
I am really glad that Warren Clayton is engaged for this trip, because when we were at UK, like the local population just went wild over an American cowboy. I don't think I can handle that again. At least this time I can be like, you're an adult now and you have a fiance. You can deal with this. I don't have to stress about a promise I made to your mom about bringing you home unmarried. You've got this. I think the novelty of an American cowboy, I think he's gonna carry the stigma of attractiveness around Europe too, the same way he did in Great Britain. I suspect he's gonna be out there in his big old cowboy hat and his boots, and he's just gonna draw the eye wherever he goes. At this point, I've accepted that it's inevitable.
Beth. No, this is really hard because he's gonna give them no attention, but it's gonna be Warren Clayton, so we have to go with Beth. Ladies love him. They swooned last time.
If we're going off the last trip, Warren Clayton.
The most stylish. I think we're all making an effort to put our best foot forward. I think we're all packing nice outfits. We've all been kind of planning in the back of our mind our outfits for months. I know I've been prepping the last year. If I see a sweater I like or anything that I like, oh, that'll be good for fall in Europe, I've been slowly collecting pieces so that I'd be ready to go for this trip. So I don't know who's going to be the most stylish. It might end up being whoever caters to local culture.
Attention please, this is a date change announcement.
Warren Clayton.
We're a stylish bunch across the board. That'd be a hard pick. I think maybe Nicole.
Everyone's got good fashion tastes. I've already seen it. I think Randy, just because I really like that dress. I was hanging out, but yeah.
Well, this whole trip has ended up being kind of book themed, but I suspect when it comes to buying books, it's going to be hard to beat Randy. The entire wall of her whole bedroom, it could be books. I've never actually seen the wall. It's just books stacked floor to ceiling along all 4 walls. Sometimes 2 or 3 deep. I mean, this girl reads. In the realm of who's going to be the first to buy a book, my money's on Randy.
Randy.
It's like really hard between like you, Nicole, Randy, and myself. Because you said it, like now I will be. So maybe me.
Me.
First one to buy a hat. I know I tend to buy hats when I travel. When we were in the UK, I think I ended up buying 3 hats. Katie, Warren Clayton, and Randy are going to be hard to beat. We all collected hats when we went on our first mystery trip. I expect a little bit of the same here. I think if I was going to put money on somebody, though, I think I'm going to do a wild card. I think I'm going to put my money on Katie.
Possibly me. That's like,
I'm gonna buy a hat. Actually, I'll give Randy the book. I'll take the hat.
Also me?
I don't know how competitive the 2 new members of our group are. The 4 of us who are on the tour before, we're all very competitive. My sister especially so. The way she tried to throw down with Warren Clayton over who actually saw a red stag first in Great Britain was terrifying. It was funny. It was scary. It was a little bit of both. Yeah, this is funny from a distance, but please don't involve me. Yeah, like I don't want to get involved in that, but I'm really enjoying watching it. I'm going to put my money on Katie. I think she's really competitive, and I think she'll want their spy cards for being able to barter with them at future points in the travel, either to like get her way on what route she wants to take, or to convince other people to kind of do as she wants.
Katie or I.
It's the right answer. Am I driving? No. So I looked at the picture of the van we're taking. It looks like it's gonna be a little bit hard to see out of. So I think as long as I get strategic placement in the van, I might be okay for getting the most I Spy cards. Who will end the trip with the most I Spy cards? Me.
Probably Katie.
I could see like Katie getting weirdly into it.
It's at this point, I should probably mention on our last trip, we decided unused cards could be carried over to future trips.
I hope nobody gets arrested on this trip. That would be terrible. But I did not make promises to Mama Johnson that I would bring her kids home safe. I mean, I intend to, don't get me wrong, but I make no more promises to her after I did for the UK. Gosh, I hope nobody gets arrested on this trip because that would be terrible. I should probably go write down the information for where we need to go as US citizens if we ever need help. I'll be right back.
Me.
It's on camera. Wait, was it? Have you watched your language lately?
Heck no.
Warren Clayton.
I don't swear.
It gets worse than that.
Maybe Beth. Just judging entirely on the group chat.
Probably you. It'll be fun. I don't think it would be on purpose. It would just be an accident.
Stumble right into it.
Yeah, exactly. Or honestly, I feel like it would just be a situation where you just like don't know what's going on, and then yeah.
Who's gonna get intoxicated first? We're going to Europe. Christmas markets are open. They have trademark alcoholic drinks and beverages at these markets, so I think the drinking is going to start early. I recently heard through the grapevine that our new members are interested in the nightlife, like maybe some clubbing. There are certain spots of our trip where drinking is practically like a cultural requirement. Germany hosts Oktoberfest, for crying out loud. There's going to be plenty of opportunity for alcoholic beverages. Who's going to get intoxicated first? I'm not putting me down because I'm not really a drinker. My money's going to be on one of the new girls. I think Marsha or Beth. Well, we're all pretty tall. What is our height? I'm 6 foot. Katie listed herself as 6 foot. Whatever. We'll fight about that later. Randy's 5'10". Warren Clayton's 6 foot. Beth is pretty tall. I think she's like 5'9" or 5'10", and then Marsha, who's 5'5". Like, she's probably gonna feel really short in our group. In the realm of who's gonna get intoxicated first, I think I'm gonna put my money on Marsha. She's little, like, compared to the rest of us, her body weight's less, so mathematically speaking, my money's on her.
Katie.
Ooh.
Been sober for 10 years. I think. Hey, rock, paper, scissors, real quick. Ready?
Take it.
Alright, it's gonna be Beth.
Oh, probably me. I'll own up to it.
Marsha. Yeah.